Hey everyone, welcome to the match of Grixis Magmatic Delver. Match 1 of 3 going up today. Right now we're playing green-white Enchantments, a deck that doesn't seem to want to go away. No matter what. This is not seeing necessarily the highest tiers of play, but it's still there. People are trying to make it work, so let's see how we deal with it. Our opening hand is actually pretty decent. 2 lands in the openers. Basically as far as you'd want to go. 3 starts becoming a bit too land heavy. So, getting pretty aggressive turn 1 with the Force of Negation, targeting targeting Utopia Sprawl. Want to slow down our opponent's ramp, regardless of what they're playing. So I made the decision to sacrifice our Serum Visions and get rid of that Utopia Sprawl. Our Delver Secrets flips into Insectile Aberration, of course. We Fatal Push their creature, and we're off to a good start. Can't do anything about that. We're going to have to deal with enchantments either way. Our opponent getting painful with their lands. That's perfectly fine by me. Alright, well, that's another Force of Negation target. Because we need our Delver to win this game. Terramander's actually not a bad draw. I'm probably going to cast Magmatic Channeler here. Yeah. We're 1 instant away. Instant or sorcery for making it a 4/4. Alright. Well, On Thin Ice is going to resolve this time and take care of our Delver Secrets. That's okay. We have Terramander. And a second Terramander. Perfect. Let's see if I get rid of our extra Terramander. I think I would get rid of Snapcaster here. Yeah. So Lightning Bolt, definitely. Now I have to read all the cards because, you know, as much as you play against enchantments, you don't know all the cards by heart. I go to the face instead of taking out our creature because I know Terramander's coming down. And I basically just need a 5/5 here and we're good. So On Thin Ice is going to come down and target our Channeler. Fine. So everyone's going to swing in for 4. We'll let that through. Still don't have enough to make our Terramander a 5/5. That's fine. We'll play our second. Our opponent essentially has to beat us here or else it's game. On Thin Ice. Alright, well, that's a lot of On Thin Ices. I don't know if that means we're extremely unlucky or they're playing 8 of them. But sure, take it away. So our opponent has 13 cards in hand. Something I didn't notice until this point. That's a lot of cards. They're also drawing a lot of cards. I mean, this is basically Legacy Enchantress, but far worse. Sure. being a bit frugal with my mana here. Not fetching unless absolutely necessary. Serum Visions. Yeah, I'm just doing the math. Have no choice. I mean, basically, need to get this done. Cling to Dust, not bad. Yeah, no matter what, I'm not getting that Terramander to a 5/5 this turn, but I can use Cling to Dust and choose to either draw a card or gain 3 life, whichever is more important here. I feel like drawing a card is probably more important. Yeah, there we go. Exactly. Land is perfect. We now have a 5/5 and we win the game. Exactly what I wanted to do, assuming our opponent doesn't have Path to Exile. There we go. All right, just like that, we steal the game. That's why I love Terramander, honestly. So that was an interesting play. Of course, I'm tooting my own horn here, but with Cling to Dust, we could have been, you know, safe and say, okay, I want to survive an extra turn, getting some more life, or we draw a card and hope for a proper resource, whether it's a burn spell or whatever it may be. And we drew a land, which is what we needed. We needed a land to be able to activate Terramander's adaptability, and we won. So, lesson. I don't know what the lesson is, but figure it out. I'm sure it's a lesson somewhere. Engineering Explosives is very important, so definitely want to keep that. I want everything in that hand, so we got to get rid of that extra land. Came close there. Definitely came close. Our opponent had so many exile cards on thin ice. It's just brutal. So we'll open up with Terramander here. Little harmless 1/1. Alright. Draw another land, which is fine. Gonna bolt that. And that's it. Sure. I think Engineer Explosives on 3 is gonna be the key here. But we're in no rush to do that. Mana leak. They got us. They got us. So we need to survive 2 turns here, because obviously we're going to cast Engineer Explosives now. Almost certainly have to. Unless we can figure out a way to have one of our permanents leave the battlefield, which we won't. So our E is going to be on 3. And we just need to survive next turn, basically. Also means that, you know, our opponent can't really cast anything that's 3 CMC if they want it to last. Second Ethereal Armor gets them to 8. Yeah, and we are going to take care of that. Sure. Well, now's the time. There we go. Attack in. They got us to 8. Gotta give them credit for that. That was pretty brutal. Let's see what's coming down for 5. For 4. Alright. Another Utopia Sprawl. Fatal Push. Good draw. Don't have enough for Adapt yet, but it's still swinging for 4. Definitely going to do that. On thin ice, of course. Sure they're going to target. Oh, they're taking Delver. All right. Well, that also activates our Fatal Push, which is great. Almost certain I'm going to use it here. They have a million on thin ices, which is infuriating. We're going to take our Pteramander. Sure. Yeah, that does not bode well for us. We're going to just quit. Yep, just as quickly as that, we got to go to game 3. Really, on thin ice is brutal. Brutal. I mean, I guess it's no different than a Path to Exile, but at least Path to Exile is ramping us. Yeah, that was not a good hand. That is not a very good hand either. Yeah, we have to go down to 5. This is pretty good. Probably get rid of Serum Visions, yeah. Need a Lightning Bolt for early game removal, and we need threats to put pressure on our opponent. So we'll open up with Delver. Yeah, that was brutal. Game 3 going down to 5 is going to be tough. So we get the flip, which is great. It's perfect. I'm very happy to see that. So we'll attack in for 3. And definitely play Pteramander, obviously. Take it easy on the shocks from our lands. Sure. So we draw a 3rd land. I'm okay with it. Don't want to draw any more, honestly. That's pretty good. Magmatic Channeler is a good draw. Attacking for 4 and then play Channeler. Coming down as a 1-3, but it'll be a 4-4 very soon. And here we're putting quite a bit of pressure on our opponent, whether they realize it or not. So that card is going away, and now we're going to do a huge swing. Interestingly enough, I don't. Okay, I wanted to see if they would sacrifice their creature as a blocker. They didn't, so I'm taking it easy here. And actually, that's not the worst idea in the world. Force of Negation essentially targets all of their spells that we're worried about. And we have flyers in the air. I don't really care if they cast creatures at the moment. I'm worried about on thin ice. I'm worried about other enchantments. Ethereal armor is usually a problem. Let's see if I let it resolve here. Okay, no, I do a Lightning Bolt instead. I figured, okay, they're down to 1 mana, so they're not going to be able to cast anything important. That was my thought process. Probably correct as well. Engineer Explosives almost certainly seals the deal for us, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. So we're going to attack in here. They're definitely going to chump. They have no choice. And we wait. It's game over here, unless they have a Hail Mary, but we have an answer. Alright, we got it. So as you can see, we can still win games pretty quickly if you can't stop our Delver, or our Pteramander, I should say. And Magmatic Channeler, even if it comes down as a 1-3, it very quickly becomes a 4-4. And again, puts insane amounts of pressure on our opponents, whether they have creatures on the battlefield or not. I was playing conservatively in that last game, and I think that was correct, especially mulliganing down to 5. You know, our 5 was very good, so, you know, definitely better than our 7, which is what you want to see in general. So it gave us exactly what we needed. We got the flip on Delver right away, and we rode our Delver essentially to victory with Pteramander as a backup and Channeler to kind of seal the deal. And it's exactly what I want to see with Grixis Magmatic Delver, honestly. And yeah, Green White Enchantments has some play. It's definitely annoying, but you can definitely definitely beat it. So I wanted to show off a deck like this because Green White Enchantments kind of plays like a combo deck, and it also kind of plays like a prison deck. So it kind of has elements from both types of decks, and it's also kind of aggro, but not really. More combo-ish, long combo, or synergy, I should say. So I just want to, demonstrate how Grixis Magmatic Delver kind of deals in those type of situations. So let me know what you thought about the match in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you enjoy my content in general, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow me on Twitter and Facebook, share my content on social networks. That really helps me out a lot. All that stuff takes you a couple of seconds, but for me, you really can't put a value, you can't put a price on that kind of support from viewers like you. Honestly, it really goes a really long way, and I really appreciate it. If you want to go a step further and support the channel more, you can join our ever-growing Patreon community. Check out the link in the description of this video. Check out the tiers. Basically, the longer you're a patron, the more of your money I actually give back to you in the form of magic cards at the end of every year. So all the information is on Patreon. Thanks, and have a good one.